Another breaking story this hour. Former President Donald Trump has been indicted by the Biden Department of Justice over his handling of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate. The indictment marks the first time a former president has ever faced federal charges. President Trump is set to appear before federal court in Miami on Tuesday, and the exact details of the indictment currently remain under seal. But a Washington Post columnist is calling Attorney General Merrick Garland's case an indictment unlike any other. Quote, with Donald Trump's announcement that he has been indicted by a federal grand jury, the country has crossed into daunting new territory. But here we are, and at a perilous moment. The country divided over the prospect of prosecuting Trump, the frontrunner for the GOP nomination for president in 2024. Pete Hegseth, a monumental day.
For sure. A sad day for our republic. And there's been a lot of legal analysis, and I'll leave it to you and others who break down, the weight of these indictments, the specificity. But I just look at it as an American watching what's going on. You look at the speed and the focus they've had on Donald Trump, vis-a-vis Hillary Clinton, vis-a-vis Hunter Biden, vis-a-vis any of these other investigations. They focused on him the minute he left, before he was in office, but after, in multiple different ways. And they're pressing forward with it because they understand the clock is ticking to 2024. This is about 2024. This is about preventing the front runner from remaining the front runner. The irony is, as what happened with Alvin Bragg, is it's going to have the other effect. There will be a rally around the flag effect amongst Republican candidates, and how they handle this will signal a lot to the base about how they feel about whether or not we live in a two-tiered system of justice in this country, and they're willing to fight back against it. So it's a sad day.
Kayleigh, what's your analysis?
We are in uncharted territory. You have a president of the United States whose administration, his DOJ, has indicted his chief political rival. That's bottom line. That's where we are. This is uncharted territory. It's only going to divide us further. I don't often agree with Ruth Marcus, but that opening line of her piece I agree with certainly. This is just going to entrench divisions that we have in this country. My question is, where's Christopher Wray? Where's Merrick Garland? When you look at the Code of Federal Regulation 600.8b, it says this: notification of significant events. The special counsel shall notify the Attorney General of events in the course of his or her investigation. So Garland knew about this, right? We're in unprecedented times, as I noted. Yes, he can't comment on the specifics of an investigation. Wray can't either. But when the integrity of the Department of Justice and FBI are in question, we need something, a statement, something. Maybe he's waiting until Tuesday with the official indictment. I don't know, but our country needs something, especially when significant reporting, this was on CNN, this was a line about an individual who advised both Trump and Biden on documents, testified before both special counsels. Of course, they're separate. And here's what the CNN article said. While prosecutors in the Trump case aggressively focused on any firsthand interactions with the former president, including conversations about how to declassify documents, prosecutors in the Biden case, we're more concerned with the mechanics of packing and moving boxes. From an individual who's testified before both. America's going to ask why the difference.
That's right.
Tim Politore was interviewed by CBS, and he said in any ordinary case, the Justice Department and the FBI wouldn't go to the length and expense of interviewing housekeepers and groundskeepers, which they did at Mar-a-Lago, even bringing some of them apparently in front of the grand jury down in Miami. He also said he volunteered and went in front of the grand jury and was grilled by a female prosecutor, and she made attempts to accuse him of not providing information. And when he said that's privileged information, she said the following, and I'm quoting some of this from the interview he did with CBS. She said, well, privilege has exceptions. It can be waived. If the president is so cooperative, why won't he waive privilege and allow you to tell the grand jury about his conversations? And Tim Politore said that crosses the reddest, essentially crosses the reddest and widest of red lines. You're implying guilt to a jury or grand jury in a case based on the invocation of a constitutional right. She would be called out by a judge, and she would also be, there would be a mistrial if that was actually in court. And she would also face potential discipline as an attorney. So this is the very foundation that his attorneys will likely proceed with prosecutorial misconduct and potential dismissal of this case. That's just some of where they're going with this.
Cheryl, what do you make?
I'll make it quick. Obviously the DOJ knew that this was going to be the environment that this was going to happen. I found it very rich last night that the mainstream media was celebrating, dancing on their desks as they were covering the indictment, the federal indictment of a former president. It is a sad day. It's a sad moment. I think Geraldo made a great point this morning on Fox and Friends. He said this is basically an overdue library book. We're talking about the National Archives here. I think a lot of this has been blown out of proportion because it is Donald Trump. But I think what is going to happen, and we saw this with Alvin Bragg's charges against the former president as well, is he's going to use this, and it's going to be a rallying cry. And Donald Trump is going to be on every newspaper and every TV show, and it's going to actually help him.
Yeah. I mean, I will just say that in my experience of seeing a lot of federal prosecutions, I know what hunting looks like. It is so clear when the weight of a federal prosecution is immovable and it's just following, it's locked on. No matter what happens, it is locked on. And that is what we have been perceiving for now quite some time. And it's incredibly disheartening as an American citizen to see it happening with such vigor, such insidious rigor, and yet totally ignoring crimes that are much worse than an overdue library book, much worse that involve potentially existing sitting presidents.
Yeah, give me the criminal, I'll find you the crime. That's what it feels like.
That's right. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.